Tonight, we trade the internet's dark side for the darkness of forgotten places. Places where the history is thick, the air is cold, and the silence is deceptive. We are entering the world of urbex, or urban exploration. But some buildings aren't just abandoned. They are waiting. Get ready for 3 chilling, allegedly true stories from those who broke the rules and entered buildings that refused to let them leave. Our first story comes from a group of urban explorers who decided to spend a night inside the infamous St. Jude's abandoned asylum. The asylum was notorious for its whispers and unexplained lights. The team, armed with cameras and flashlights, set up camp on the 3rd floor. Everything was quiet until 3 a.m. They heard movement on the floor above them, the 4th floor, which was structurally unsound and completely sealed off. It sounded like a wheelchair, slow and rhythmic, dragging across the hallway. One of the explorers, Sarah, whispered, "There's nobody up there." The stairs were gone. The team froze. The dragging stopped right above them. Then they heard a faint, wet, scratching sound, like fingernails on stone, coming directly from the ceiling. They packed up and ran. The next morning they reviewed their audio recording. Right at the moment the scratching started, a clear, guttural whisper was captured, "You shouldn't have come back." Our second story is a classic, but terrifying, encounter from a solo urban explorer. He decided to break into a dilapidated house that had been empty for 50 years, rumored to be haunted by a single family member. He was filming everything with his camera. As he walked through the dusty living room, he heard a sound from upstairs, the distinct sound of a rocking chair, slow and rhythmic. He froze, aiming his flashlight at the ceiling. The sound continued for about 30 seconds, then stopped. He tried to rationalize it. Wind, old house creaks. But then, as he turned his camera towards the front window, he saw it. A figure was standing perfectly still, looking out of the window from the 2nd floor. It was a tall, thin man in old clothes. His face was obscured by shadow, but his eyes were visible, glowing with a dim, unnatural yellow light. The explorer felt a crushing pressure in his chest. This was impossible. He knew the house was surrounded by trees, and no one could have entered without him seeing. He didn't wait. He dropped his camera and fled the house, never stopping until he was miles away. Later, when he retrieved the camera, the last frame recorded showed the window, but the man was gone. Yet the lens was covered in faint, sticky fingerprints. Our final story is perhaps the most personal and unnerving, taking place inside the notorious Crescent Hotel. Though this version happens within its urban legend, the Hotel of the Forever Guest. A former maintenance worker, Mark, spoke of a woman who checked in around 1998 and never checked out. Her room was 307. When staff attempted to enter, the lock was always bolted from the inside. The hotel manager called the police. When they finally broke the door down, the room was empty. No body, no luggage, nothing but a neatly made bed and a small antique music box on the bedside table. That music box would play at random, quiet moments, always around 3:30 a.m. Mark himself was witness to it. He was doing rounds one night when the air in front of room 307 turned ice cold. He heard the faint, tiny melody of the music box starting up. He froze, aiming his flashlight at the keyhole. And that's when he saw it, the woman's eye, unblinking and wide, staring back at him through the small hole. The music stopped, and Mark heard a gentle, feminine whisper right at the door, "You shouldn't have been looking."